We are Group 6 and we will be reporting about measuring domestic output and national income. Let's start with national income accounting. National income accounting measures the economy's overall performance. For example, lahat ng business firms measures their flows of income expenditures regularly. After they sum up all the reports, with that info, the firm will know their economic health, whether it is doing well or not. Second is GDP. GDP is the total market value of all final goods and services produced within the economy's geographical jurisdiction in a given year or period. Ito yung lahat ng products na gawa dito sa Pilipinas, whether it is made by Filipinos or foreigners. GDP is also defined as monetary measure. Without that measure, we would have no way to compare the relative values of the vast number of goods and services produced in a different year. Another is avoiding multiple counting. Best example of this is the shirts. Before it reach the market or it will be sell at the stores, there are many steps or stages before it's sold. All the things and materials used to make that shirt was the intermediate good. The intermediate good is not included in GDP because it's so hard to count every materials that are used to make the shirts. That's why only the final good is counted to avoid multiple counting. And it is easy because it's the sum up of all the expenses that used to make that shirt. Also, GDP excludes non-production transaction. These non-production transactions have nothing to do with GDP. The non-production transactions have two types. The one is the financial transaction, such as public transfer payments. The example of this is the SSS, pension, loans, etc. Because the recipients of that pensions or loans contribute nothing to current production. Second is private transfer payments. The example of this is, for example, my mother gave me money. That money is not included in GDP because it produces no output. And the last is the stock market transaction. Example of this is buying and selling of stocks. Like, for example, you buy a car and then after 2 years, you sell it to another person or buyer. It is not included in the GDP because it doesn't create or it has nothing to do with the current production. Second type is the second-hand sales. This is the second hands, like cell phones. For example, at the mall, there are so many second hands like appliances, cell phones. It's not included in GDP because all the second hand products also have nothing to do with the current production, because if it's counted and if it is included in GDP, it will be multiple counting.
The expenditure approach is the simplest way to compute the gross domestic product. Add up all the spending on the final goods and services that has taken place throughout the year. Total consumption expenditures. Don't use the symbol C to the component of gross domestic product. It covers all the expenditures by households, consumer goods, durable consumer goods, and consumer expenditures for services. Durable consumer goods are automobile, refrigerators, quarters, things that last up to 1 year. Durable consumer goods like bread, etc. are the goods that not last long. Consumer expenditure for services that helps people with domestic investment. The accountant used the symbol I to designate this component. This purchases new capital goods by the business sectors need to make profits. Income account used the symbol G to signify real purchases. The expenditure have two components. For goods and services that government functions in providing public services. Expenditures for social capital such as schools and highways, which have long lives. And the net exports. Net export as X, imports as M, and the net export as X sub N. Non-income accountants use exports less imports. Net export is equal to export minus import. National trade transactions are the significant items in national income accounting. Putting all together, the gross domestic product is equal to personal consumption expenditures, letter C, plus gross private domestic investment, or letter I, purchases, or the G, export minus import, or simply the net export, and
Hi, my report is about the income approach. It incorporates compensation of employees, rents, interest, proprietor's income, corporate profits which includes corporate income taxes, dividends, undistributed corporate profits, national income to gross domestic product, indirect business taxes, consumption of fixed capital, and net foreign income. The preceding minutes of this video will tackle the said topics. Enjoy!